Upon returning to Kionin, after defeating the Spore Queen, the party needed to inform both Dalamian and Queen Adisserel of the death of Libiel. Upon discovering that Libiel was lingering between life and death, trying to solve the problem of the destruction of the Horn of Rust, they decided they had to try to complete Libiel's mission. Perhaps her spirit would accept resurrection, perhaps her spirit would be able to move on. Either option would be preferable to the likely corruption to undeath or Pharasma's direct intervention. The missing piece was an Elysium peach, a rare fruit from a distant plane. While the Elves and Azadas often had cordial dealings, the protectors of the fabled groves were not among the contacts of the Queen. Still, Libiel's research in life had pointed the Elven researchers toward information on a weakness between the planes at the site of a pair of stumps of legendary trees the party had uncovered during an investigation of the Tanglebriar. It was hypothesized that teleportation magic used around those stumps could reach Elysium more easily than elsewhere. The party took the chance and arrived to find a grove under attack. A despair dragon and other creatures spreading pollution and consuming fear were tormenting the trio of Azadas as the party arrived. We pick back up at the top of round 3. And before we start that, actually just let me give you a little bit of just who's who on this combat here, because we have a lot of NPCs plus our party. We have the Despair Dragon shown here. Let me make the big art for a second. This looks like the biggest of the enemies that the party is currently facing. It is a very odd-looking dragon. It has 3 eyes, a long tongue that seems to swell and protrude, almost undead or death-like looking skin and wings, but as far as you can tell, it is not undead. Alongside of it, there are a pair of these kind of corpulent-looking ogres, blue-skinned, sickly-looking. They have pustules growing about them, and they seem to spread some sort of ooze as they walk. Come on. There we go. There we go. Maybe? The purple on the map seems to be spread by them as they walk. And finally, we have this weird, almost looks like a statue, a metallic statue of a serpent with scythe-like limbs. Like the Despair Dragon that you had identified, this one also seems to create and feed on fear, so it seems like they may have a bit of a symbiotic relationship. And then on the Defender side, you had a pair of these kind of hovering, vaguely elf-like, vaguely metallic skin looking librarians, researchers. You're not really sure what they are, but there were a pair of them, and they were retreating from the 3 smaller creatures when you arrived. And one of them also helped out in the combat a little bit by removing some conditions off of Daegron last round. And then finally, only a few of you can see this lady, a vaguely elf or dryad-looking creature with tree roots, almost like an octopus spreading out below her. And she seems to be defending the tree against the dragon when you arrived. Also, I saw we had a number of hero points awarded from Liv as we started the session, so let me take care of those before we start our current round. We had a hero point, it looks like 1 for Dezi from Marzi, and then 1 for Daegron and Vanarel from... Okay, so Daegron has 2, Dezi has 3, Vanarel has 3, and Bea, who will not be here tonight, I will be playing Bea. Bea already has 3 hero points. I think that catches us up. And at the top of the round, the first person to go is that dryad-looking creature at the top, who last round did some powerful spells. And I think you saw some of that. I think this round she's going to do more of the same. And she is casting Nature's Enmity. All the plants on the ground start coiling and trying to lash out at the interlopers. You are not considered an interloper here. These are not affecting you. But it does seem like the entire life has come alive here. So we will need anyone walking on the ground here who is on the enemy side is going to be taking a 10-foot penalty to speeds if it's on the ground. And at the start of each creature's turn, some of these people are going to have to make flat checks against being stampeded by just random animals flying through the area here. So I believe that's what I'm trying to see. It says it has a reflex save, but I don't see what the reflex save is applied to. I am not going to look too close. There's 2 flat checks. I don't see a reflex save. So that's what she did. And other than that, she is staying. Does she have a ranged attack here? Not long enough. So that's going to be all she has done. Dezi.
Well, now that I'm seeing like stampeding rabbits and whatnot, Dezi sees a librarian under attack, and we can't have that. So they're going to stride away a little bit. They're going to take some aim at that one over there, the one that's near the librarian to the southwest. And we are going to spell strike. We're going to try a holy light. I don't think we know too much about these, but they feel like they're at least not kind. Hopefully they're unholy. We'll see. Or sorry, Eldritch Shot. I keep doing that. One of these days I'll get that right. I said, what's level? Let's not go my highest here. Let's just do 6th. Okay, and the strike from the weapon is here. 8 on the die is a 40, which looks like it hits, and that seems fine.
That will
I'll
hit.
roll the damage for the weapon first. That's not great damage. 17.
It took
Takes
a little extra.
Let's hope that this works. I don't know if it's the holy, but I guess we'll find out. Oh yes, it's probably the holy.
You see it kind of smoke and burn a little as the arrow strikes.
So it can take 62 from the second portion there.
And
it
smokes some more.
That was my full turn. I get a reload with it, but I'll take care of that now.
Okay. Up next is the giant Despair Dragon, who has closed in perfectly with Daegron. The heights on the map, I believe we were saying, you were not flying, Dezi, right? That 30 feet was just saying the cliff face you're on is 30 feet above the ground.
I am flying, but I am on the ground.
Yes, so you're currently at the height of the ridge running up to the plateau. And the dragon is 10 feet in the air above you, but that's still Daegron is easily inside the dragon's reach. So I think it is going to start off by, let's go with a Draconic Frenzy, which for him is 2 claws and a tail strike in any order against Daegron. And he'll start off with a claw. So the claws of this giant dragon kind of come down out of the sky a little bit, slashing at Daegron's head. And on the first one, we get a 52 against AC, which is almost, but not quite a crit. If you hadn't raised shield, it looks like, or dueling dance, that would have been. So that is 41 points of damage. It then tries the second claw. And with a 41 will miss, and it then tries its third attack with the tail and misses. Only got 1 attack with all of those.
Well, look at that.
Just a reminder, I have my Weapon of Judgment up, so that triggers an attack from it.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's a critical miss.
Do you have enough reach to hit him?
Is it a natural weapon?
It is.
I think you would rule that if they're striking us with something like that.
Or dueling riposte? Okay, I'll let you do that.
Yeah. If not, that's fine, but let's see what happens.
That
no swing anyway. So.
Yep.
Looks like it's good. 40 is a miss. Oh, it didn't target for some reason.
40 is a miss. Yep. Okay. And I did forget to roll at the start of its turn for what's happening from the rampaging animals. I don't think... Oh, there's the reflex save. Got it. Yes. So there was no animals this turn. And the other flat check from Nature's Enmity does what? It loses a connection to natural or natural. It doesn't have that. Okay, so that's not a problem. It has 1 action left, and it does need to fly if it wants to avoid falling to the ground here. So it is just going to fly 5 feet away. That's not a step, but I don't think you have reach to hit him, so it doesn't provoke again. One of the little guys is up next. This is the one who bravely came in to help Daegron and is now going to flee as fast as possible. Where is it going to flee to? Well, it has a fly speed and it's quite fast. It's going to the bottom corner of the map. That was its turn. Bea is up next, and I will be taking Bea's turn. And I don't remember... I think Bea used Massacre last turn, so I'm pretty sure Bea does not have a spell strike charge at the present. But Bea is worried about this giant corpulent ogre, so I think she's going to deal with that. It does look like she's hasted, so we'll spend 1 action, I think just doing it the hard way, recharging the spell strike. 1 action flying in, and we will spell strike with, let's see, what spell makes the most sense here? He is going to spell strike with Ignition. And with a 39, that will hit. Let's roll the regular damage. Bea flies in, finds a gap in the folds of that thing's skin, stabs in with the searing blade, doing 25 points of damage up front, plus the ignition. An additional 40 points of fire from that. That creature looks about half dead. It still looks like it's raring for a fight, though. And it is up next. And I think it's going to... Well, yeah, I think we'll do that. It's going to back up, which I think will provoke from Bea. Make sure Bea has reactive strike. Yes. So Bea will take a strike as it leaves. That is another hit for a little bit less damage this time without the spell strike backing it up. Makes 32 more points. After this thing is backed up, though, it now looks like it is going to be sick, and it vomits over the two of you. We will need a fortitude save from Bea and Vanarel.
Lovely.
As extremely foul-smelling sewage, it appears, is being vomited forth from this creature. Oh, but I need to roll Bea's.
You know what? I never would have thought that I would have been happy to fighting the dragon, but I'm good with this.
I'll have Bea use one of her 3 hero points on re-rolling this. I think she probably would. And you all dodge the sewage. And that was its turn. It was a 30-foot cone that it expelled there. Vanarel.
All right, well, having luckily dodged all of that terribleness, I do need to redesignate my hunted prey, because I do remember I had the other Swordus Daemon,
The one that ran away. Yep.
and the dragon as my hunted prey. So just because I'm just gonna select, so obviously the one that just lost his lunch all over myself and Bea, and this dark colored scythe armed dragon I'm gonna go with question mark for now, just because I know that he seems to be going after people who are friendly to us. So with that being the first action with the hunt prey on those two, I will then stride up next to where Bea is, toe to toe with this big fella right in front of me. And for the third and oh wait a minute, I am hasted. Remember that I am hasted. For my third action, I will start with a flurry on this, just plunging the rapier into this thing's leg as best I can, and then hopefully brushing the side of its knee with the hammer.
You hit with Castrovil's Beacon and miss with the hammer.
All right, I'll give it 27. And then for the fourth one, it's still pretty hurt from that. Let's see if I can just strike home again with Castrovil's Beacon. I'll make this a second sting, and hopefully we can drill it one more time and give it something else to think about.
With a 44, you hit another time.
Okay, 24.
Daegron.
All
Dragon
right,
is 10
so
feet in the air from you. It is backed up a little bit. You see the injured Guardian of the Grove a fair bit past the dragon. What are you doing?
Okay, so we've got haste. So we're going to first stride in close because we need to get there to be able to jump towards this creature. And as we get here, one action stride, we'll use the 2-action Needle in the God's Eye to do 2 strikes at this creature. First coming in here. Ooh, we were so close to greatness and we rolled away. You know what? I got 3. Let's re-roll it.
That will hit a 46 against AC. 30 points of damage. Looks like all of that works as you would expect.
Okay, and he follows up with the second quick swing. Ooh, that one's not going to do it. 40 is not going to hit. And then with his last action here, he doesn't have too many options, unfortunately. Nothing's close enough for him to fear it.
And in response to that hit, you see the dragon, open its mouth wide. You think it's roaring, but you only hear it in your head. You're not hearing it out loud, but there is a creepy, eerie roar echoing inside your head. Almost a laugh, almost a scream.
That's equally horrifying. He holds it together for now, but unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do with this one. So he's going to just move 25 feet up a little farther, just so... or actually, let me just double check something. I should probably not stray from my healer. We at here, 25? Okay. Yeah, he moves 1 up just to get closer to this dryad creature as he's kind of working his way around the perimeter of this, just in case he needs to help if this dragon goes back after her.
As he sees the hesitation, it's like, oh, thank you, Daegron.
And up next is this weird metallic sculpture of a serpent of some kind. And let's see what it is going to... Yeah, it's going to come up near Dezi. Check his speed again one more time. Okay. That's one move to get there. And then it is going to try a spell on Dezi. You see yourself in here. You see yourself falling to the ground, the pollution covering you. And you know it's an illusion. You shake it off. Or not an illusion, but mental effect. It has no effect on you. The fleeing, corpulent demon has lost its fear enough and it can come back to the fight. However, that's going to take most of its turn to get back here, I believe. He does have a climb speed, though. So 1 move and 2 climbs, and it's up here on the plateau. Sure everyone can see that. So this guy right here came from down here, moved out under the clouds here, and climbed up the cliff face. We then have the final combatant in this 3-way brawl is the other librarian type, who is going to continue flying away and meeting and staying just on the map so I don't have to put him off the map, but getting as far away from the fight as possible. The not quite a dryad is up next, and you see some of her wounds are healing a little bit as time goes on. She does seem to be a little frustrated by this other thing coming in. I did forget to have him make his flat check against the fun with animals. Okay, that one is going to be affected by stampeding animals, which let's see what that's going to do to it. It needs to make a reflex save. So it took 7 points of damage from bunnies and squirrels running by, and it is off guard for a round as it's been buffeted around by these animals stampeding past it. Now the dryad is going to, I think she sees that the dragon has being engaged by someone else. So she's going to try to come deal with this thing. And she seems like she's a little bit scared of the dragon, but not at all of this corpulent guy. So she's going to stride right in next to him and is going to lash out with that sickle she has and crits him, doing 76 points of damage, almost taking off one of the limbs, and tries for a second attempt. A second crit, even on a second attack, and she has downed that one. She basically just took the arms off with 1-2 swings, and the arm falls off and the creature falls to the ground dead. Dezi.
I'm glad we don't have to deal with her. It seemed tough. I'll sight this one that just got trampled by some animals and target it with a shot. Just a regular crossbow shot for this one.
The one that got trampled is the one that just died.
Oh, I thought it was the one that moved towards me.
No, it managed to dodge all of them.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll still try to shoot it. I got hero points. That's what these are for. It's a 38, which should miss, but I'll reroll using a hero point.
That is still a miss.
And down to a 2. Yeah, 34. I don't want to handle this. I'm going to cast I'm going to do a life boost on Daegron. You can grab that, Daegron. I will cast Sure Strike, which lets me reload, and I'll take a second attack on the one to my south.
Okay.
We should hit him eventually, maybe. It's a weird use of Sure Strike, but, it's fine.
And those were
1
both
and a
miss.
4 will not do it. Yeah, those are some rolls. Well, that was my full round, though.
The dragon is up next, and the dragon realizes you're the one who's been trying to hit it with all this weapon of judgment nonsense, and it does not like being judged. It is going to fly over next to you, and it is going to try to bite you. You also notice as these jaws are coming at you, you see that tongue kind of extends off to the side, out of the way of its bite. And you see that little weird eyeball or bulbous sac on the end of its tongue beginning to look like Daegron. But
Gross.
That's less important to you as the jaws come smashing down on you for a 50 against AC. It does say you are concealed, is that correct?
Yep, I activated my cloak towards the beginning. Curses. I tried.
Yep.
Not gonna like this, am I?
96 points of damage as those teeth tear into you.
Ouch.
And it is then going to fly away over the lake here. It sees the way Daegron's jumping and thinks maybe that will make it harder for Daegron to jump up to him. That was its turn. One of the guys running away still runs away. Bea, I think I'm just going to repeat what I did last time with Bea. So recharge Spell Strike manually, fly in Spell Strike with Ignition. Just trying to finish this one off here so that she can join in the fight against the dragon and help out everyone else. 44 will hit and does not kill without the spell damage, but with the spell damage.
Also, I need a weapon of judgment after this on the dragon.
Sure.
I forgot about that.
Bea does get the killing blow in on the other large ogre type. Vanarel, and if you want to do your roll for the Weapon of Judgment while that's going on.
6 on the die, so no.
Nope.
Wow. All right, so with this big ogre-like thing now out of the picture, I feel like I want to go deal with the dragon. Kind of backed off, so I think for now I'm going to deal with the razor-armed thing that I still have as my hunted prey. I cannot exactly recall how the terrain right here where I am at the beginning of what I think is like a ramp.
Yeah, this is a ramp, and there's a stone arch that covers, but you can walk under it. So
Okay. So just heading up this little pathway then is a viable way to go. Okay. So I will start off by striding up that way. That gets me 1 move there. Looks like it's gonna take a couple to get next to. Yep. I will get up to him, and let's try to keep this thing's attention away from Dezi, because it's like Dezi has a new and exciting bite wound they might want to tend to. So already having this guy lined up as my hunted prey, let's get his attention with a twin takedown. Coming in with the rapier first, as always.
That's a double hit. 54 points of combined damage.
All right, and if he hasn't turned around yet, I will pull the rapier free and shove it right back in.
Because you're hasted, so that would be the 4th action. Yep.
This would be the last one, yeah. And I'll make this a second sting, just to have the hammer ready in case it's a little too wily for me. But I don't think so.
That hits.
42.
Yeah.
All right, let's give him 29 more.
Okay, Daegron.
Okay,
your prey is
finish this creature
blown
off.
away from you.
Yeah, unfortunately. I had something I can do, but I think it's more prudent to take care of this one. He sees this creature, even though Vanarel's helping, wants to get to Bea because she's a little exposed. The only way is down the ramp. So he's going to move 1 stride quicker, coming up next to Dezi before launching off the ground and jumping towards this one. So for the 2 actions, he will swing twice at this and see if he can finish it off. 45.
Good hit.
For 31.
It's still hanging in there. It is like you're chipping away. Those scythe limbs are looking heavily beat up, trying to crack a little. You hit again.
Okay, 39 points. Ooh, we got close.
Kind of bobbing and weaving a little. It looks a little drunk or unsteady on its feet at this point.
With haste, I got 1 more. The stride and the double on the jump, and so he'll swing at his full map on this last one.
But that will hit again.
Ooh, take a natural 18 on that. Ooh, low damage roll, but 27 more.
And it falls to the ground, and
Enough.
you know it was not a construct, as you do see weird ooze just kind of begin pouring out of it and smoking and sublimating away quickly on the ground. Everywhere around it turns a little black. Not rotting like you've been seeing with all the true razor demons and things of that nature. It's not really acidic, but it does seem like it is leeching life force from things as it kind of sublimates away its weird black oozy blood.
I'm very glad to be in that. He lets out a roar as he finishes this one and looks towards this dragon as the next foe here.
Okay, up next, you see the dryad on the hillside heal a little bit more. She's almost looking undamaged, I think. No, not quite. She's still showing some. What does she want to do? She still seems to be a little nervous about the dragon. But, yeah, the 4 of you are no longer near the dragon. So she's going to cast a Wrathful Storm. You see massive storm clouds form in the air above the dragon. You see wind and lightning start striking all around it. And, let's see, greater difficult terrain for flying creatures. And choose one of the following effects. I think she's going to choose lightning and just zap it. So it needs a reflex save. I mean, it's a 400-foot burst, so it's really covering this entire area. But she only has... That does mean it's going to be difficult terrain for anyone flying in this space. And that includes you, so she can't exclude you from that. But she can at least zap it with lightning and make it harder for it to fly around. Let's see. Here's the damage, and I need to give it a reflex save, which it doesn't give me directly, so we just... That is a success. So it's only taking half damage from the lightning. And then she is going to... Wrathful Storm was a 3-action spell. That's all she gets to do. Dezi.
Yeah, okay. I was going to shoot it, but now I have a -4 circumstance penalty, so that strategy's right out. What am I going to do here? Let's stride up to the top. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can easily get there, and I'm assuming I have a... Oh, wait. I need to go 40. All right. Would this be far enough? I think that's... What's its distance to me? Yeah, that'll do. And then I'm going to... That's weird. I'm going to cast Divine Decree. Actually, I can do that from slightly further away, because it's an emanation. I can do it out here. So yeah, I'll do that. Basically, like... I assume I don't have to hit myself in it. Does that not hit any of our friends? Yeah, okay, perfect. Lucky guess there. And I'll need a saving throw from it, and I'm rolling my damage.
It has a critical save, so it is unaffected.
Of course it does. Okay, well that at least reloads my weapon, at which point I will be striding right back to where I came from /
Are you hasted?
further. Yes.
Okay, I don't see it.
It all got hasted at the start of the round.
Okay.
Oh, did it get clicked off somehow? Oh, yeah, I was hasted. I don't know where it went, and it's only been 4 rounds in the combat, so
Okay.
it's possible I misclicked and hit the wrong thing or something.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
The dragon is up next, and you have clumped up. He crit last turn. He has his breath weapon back. He will push through these winds. It looks like it is hurting him. He had to struggle to move this far with one action instead of his usual. But then he is going to just unleash a shrieking breath. You hear cacophonous sound of every scream that this creature has ever engendered from other people. And it is just buffeting you, both physically from the sound waves and mentally. And it's a 30-foot cone, but I'm pretty sure I can get all of you with from various places. About like that. Oh, come on, rotate. There we go. I will need a will save from all 3 of you.
All right, brace for the worst.
Vanarel, you have heard worse and you're unaffected. Daegron and Dezi, you both have failures at the moment.
Let's think here.
I'm just going to burn through these hero points, but that seems fine.
I think... You know what? My healer's good. I'm fine. I'll take it.
Okay, so Dezi rerolled to a critical success thanks to, looks like a good roll. Daegron, you are taking full damage. You also must spend your first action of your next turn just screaming.
Do it without being asked.
But that was its 3 actions there. Person in the corner keeps running away. Bea is up next. It is greater difficult terrain for Bea to fly through here. She's going to be struggling a little, I think, to get in anywhere. That's the one downside of the Dryad in the corner. Yeah?
Total Weapon of Judgment.
Yep.
Sorry, this is going to trigger a lot. But
Yes, it is.
Nat 1.
Yep. No effect. And let me get rid of the breath weapon template. We don't need that. Enough other auras on the map. Okay, so Bea's speed is a 25 fly. The greater difficult terrain for flying is really going to hurt her right now. So let's see. That's she can basically move 10 feet per round for action. 1, 2, 3. And then she will walk on the ground now that she's actually on the thing here for her hasted action. And that's a little faster for her to get up next to the party. That was her turn. Vanarel.
All right, so this is 30 feet up, so the dragon is still flying out there.
The dragon is still 10 feet above the level you're on. So the dragon is at 40 feet relative. You're at 30 feet relative. Yes.
And hanging out over that lake thing. Okay, well, I mean, like I feel like I have a pretty good reach with my weapons. Not that good of a reach to hit him from there. So, I think for my first action here, I'm going to need to sheath Casterville's Beacon, and I'm going to draw with a second action one of my potions of fly. I think this is going to be the only way I can get up in its face if it's going to stay that kind of maneuverability.
Just remember, it's going to be all greater difficult terrain in the air.
I might have a trick for that, but that's going to be a next. That's going to be a next round issue at all. I guess I'll put this on me here for a third action. I haven't made any attacks yet. He's not my hunted prey, but he is within range of getting bonked with a hammer. So I'm going to hurl my light hammer at him. See if I can just size him up.
This has a -4 because our helpful friend is helpful.
Yep, and with the -4 though, you still exactly hit.
It did hit, okay. And I will manage to clock him a little bit. He can take 18.
Okay.
And then, just in case he gets up to any funny business with that breath weapon again, with my fourth action, I'm going to use the hasted stride just to stay on the ground here. Just get down there.
Okay. You spend your first action screaming.
Yep. Big old bellow. And as he does, he's going to do a weapon swap here. He's going to switch over to his longbow, and he's going to shoot a felling strike at this dragon. He's aiming for the wings. Just do a quick roll for you here. Not the greatest chance. Ugh, not good.
Critical
I'm just
miss.
going to re-roll it. Let's see. We're fishing for a 20.
That's checked. Do you have the -4? You don't have the -4 penalty on this.
I don't.
Right?
That was going to miss on that.
That's going to miss.
Ugh, we were so close to greatness. Either way, that would be the 3 with the screaming.
Okay. She is up next. She's going to sustain and changes it this time to doing hail damage. She can't do lightning twice in a row. And let's see. So the hail. She can't choose who this hits. Let's see. Instead of that, no. Blizzard is no save. Hits everyone. Tornado would throw the dragon higher in the air. That doesn't help you. She's going to trust that you're strong enough. So we're going to find out what happens here. Everyone needs to give me, I don't have a macro for this. Everyone needs to give me a fortitude save. She just covers the area with hail.
Oh no. I think I found the biggest hailstone.
Nope, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Well, I guess I'm.
So at present, Dezi and Vanarel have crit failed. The dragon has failed and Daegron has failed.
Actually, let me re-roll using. Do I still have my halfling look for the day? I feel like I do.
I think you do.
I'm going to use a hero point to see if I can improve on a 2.
That is still a fail, Vanarel, but only a fail. And Dezi, yours is still a critical fail.
I yell at her, "Hey lady, drop the spell, you're not helping."
So here's the damage. So Dezi takes double this, Vanarel takes that, Daegron takes that, and the dragon takes that. And what does she want to do after that? That was 2 actions. She still has...
She could give guidance to the dragon or something.
She could. I think instead, this might be a little bit of a surprise to you, but she seems to be, casting a spell. It's maybe the most impressive spell you've ever seen cast, as you see like bits of the water rise up out of the lake and become a tsunami, bits of the earth rip themselves out into giant meteors to smash into the dragon. You see a volcano appear out of nowhere and erupt on the dragon. It is impressive. You've never seen magic of this caliber before. And all of these effects, you see acid rain, earthquake, freezing winds, lightning, tsunamis, and wildfires just burning away at this dragon. It was a 60-foot burst, and she did make sure to target this one so it doesn't overlap you all. Spell is Cataclysm.
Well, I had Armageddon in my head from the description, but that fits.
And it makes a save, so it's only be taking half damage from this.
It's a lot of dice.
Well,
Wow.
it's, every element possible.
That's crazy.
So it saved. It took a good chunk of damage. It does look a little beat up from that. Gone from barely injured to injured at this point. And that was her turn, as she is calling upon Earth itself to end this thing. And Dezi, what do you want to do?
To drive the point home, I will try a crossbow shot at it. This doesn't factor in the -4. I think I probably need a nat 20 here. Oh, I got a nat 1. Actually, that's a good time for it. Then I will do the special new ability I got. We are going to cast a full heal on myself and use... Is it here? Did they put it in my spell stat block? There we go. Echoing Channel to give a little boost to Daegron over there. So let me roll this. Can I select this for the spell? Okay, I'm not. We'll figure out how to use this. I have not tried to do it yet.
Okay, so you get a 1-action version of the same spell.
Yep.
Okay, without having to use it up. Yep. So you should be able to. Yeah. Okay, that should work.
There's a button for it in the thing. So
Perfect.
We'll see. Heal versus living 2 action. That looks right. Roll healing. Let's see if it rolls 2 sets of dice here, or if it just uses the dice. There's that.
Down below it has,
it's just
it has the
saying
other
to do it.
roll healing button. If you press that one,
That's the one I clicked on.
maybe try
There's only
select.
one
Maybe
button
try
that I can
select.
see.
Maybe try select other variant to go to the 1-action version now. Because
okay.
122 is for you.
So that's for me. And then I will roll damage healing on that. Yep, this looks right. Daegron, you can have 32 back.
Thank you.
Okay. And that was all 4 of your actions. Okay.
Yep.
The Despair Dragon is up next. And
Get the reload with it.
people aren't despairing enough. He doesn't like this. And he doesn't like being inside this horrible storm, but can't get out of it until she drops it. Vanarel's moved away from the party. So we'll fly on over here, still about 15 feet above you.
Oh, my strategy has backfired. It came for
And-
only me.
And it is we're going to just try a bite and a claw rather than the Draconic Frenzy. Seems like it does a little better with that bite for the high damage, so. And it wants to keep showing off its puppet Daegron that it's making.
Don't say it's gross. It hurts my feelings.
Daegron, stop biting me.
It hits you with a 43,
Yep.
doing 55 points of damage. And
Ow.
is it greedy or does it keep wanting to fly away? It's going to fly back away. Bea, what can I have Bea do that makes sense in this setting? That is the hard part here. Well,
He has ranged spell attacks, right? Those don't get penalized at least.
yeah, I think we might try a Desiccate. That's always a favorite. So, Desiccate it is. It got a success. It's only going to take half. You see, like, liquid bubble and it collapses on itself a little bit. It does look a little more emaciated. It's eyeing the dirty water in that pond a little longingly, which is kind of disturbing. And then Bea has 1 action left, and I think we'll put up a shield if she has it. She does not. 1 action. We will do. He is hasted, but must be to stride or strike. I think she is going to move up the hill on the ground, just making some more distance, just to help spread out so you're not quite in that 30-foot cone anymore. If the dragon comes in close, she can still try to stab it next time. Vanarel.
All right. Having been bitten quite hard, I am now going to drink that fly potion. I did not do that last turn. I remember I drew it and then did other things with hammers and running away. So even though I did pop that onto myself, I didn't actually drink it. So that's my first action here. My second, and here's where maybe this works, maybe this won't. I'm just going to toss the unimpeded journey into the chat here. The air is greater difficult terrain. Is it? I know it usually implies like undergrowth and jungle, but can I treat the very thick air as just difficult terrain here?
What level did you get this at?
This was a Ranger level 11 class feature.
I'm going to allow it. I don't think it's come up at any other point in this campaign, so I will allow this right now.
Yeah, I know it's still going to be difficult to get to to them, but that is what I'm going to try to do here. So,
okay. So you drink your potion. You now have a fly speed.
Now I am flying up towards this thing.
Of course, flying up will still be greater difficult because that's not going to be changed by what you're doing here, because that would always be harder to start with, anyways. So
that's true. Okay. So I'm still kicking off here, trying to get a bit closer. So I'm still counting these as still as greater difficult terrain. Then that's 1 action there. Then I believe, which should put me up on par with it now because I was at 30 feet on. I was at 25 feet on the ramp. Okay, so this will put me at 35. Then where's my little changing there? And then just moving across. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stay there relatively close to the ramp because I just realized I will not have access to a hastened stride to get me over there, and I still only have 1 weapon in my hand. So flying up to here to get relatively on par with the giant dragon, and then I will once again hurl my light hammer at it. Just trying to at least, if nothing else, show that it's not the only one that can fly around and hide, and I will miss entirely with the hammer.
Okay, Daegron. A little fast healing from the lifelink, and then what do you choose to do?
Storm's still going, so my ranged attacks aren't going to do much, unfortunately. I am going to swap to my axe with the 1 action, make sure I have my dueling dance going, and I'm going to then use my other 2 actions to get closer in as he starts moving down the ramp here. Moving on diagonals. Just going to do this. I think that is the one move there. 5, 10, yep. And 5, 10, 15. Right there. So he gets almost in line with Vanarel here as he goes charging down the ramp. This thing is probably still above his head a good ways with how large it is. We'll let out a flavor bellow just to try to get its attention towards him, but looking a little shaky. So that'll be all 4. Get back into preparation for next round.
Okay. Creature up on the hillside sighs and lets the storm subside. So there is no more storm. And what can she do instead? It's not bad. 500 feet range, 60-foot burst. She can hit only it. You basically see a mini sun appear in these right above the creature and just blast it with fire. It saves, so it's only going to take half. For summoning a small sun in the sky and exploding it next to this thing, seeing it only take 28 points of damage is a little bit underwhelming. And she will continue to retreat back to the tree she was guarding. Dezi, there is no storm now.
Okay, yeah, I need to get within range of my allies, I think. So we're going to start by moving south, which I think will put me down to about 25 feet there. Actually, I'll stop
Call it 20.
there behind the ledge. Or sorry, there behind the ledge. Yeah, that works, I think. Let me change my height here. Actually, I'm probably still at 30. I'm still pretty high up. That does put me within range to do my healing thing again. So this time we're going to get Vanarel and Daegron with a second Echoing Channel heal. Because we need some healing. And I'll let you all do the damage. Oh, it didn't get mine. Let me see if I can. Okay.
So
I need to click on my heal button first, I think.
That's
I can
to the
select
secondary.
barbarians.
So who is the
Yeah,
secondary?
that's the secondary. The secondary is Daegron. The primary
Okay, so
is
Daegron gets
Vanarel.
29.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm still figuring out how to use this interface. You are going to get a lot. How's 109, Vanarel?
Oh, I don't mind if I do. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was my full turn, though. Desi's like, go get it. I'll help from over here, I guess.
Okay, the dragon is up next and can finally use its whole speed to its advantage again. So it's going to fly right over here. Give Dezi a chomp.
That wasn't close enough for me to get
I
a
do
cheap
not
shot on
believe
it, was
so,
it?
no.
Yeah.
Needs to roll
It's
the
just so
concealment.
big, I had to ask.
It failed. I think it's going to be greedy and go for a second bite. It's going to be
It still does get a
Weapon surge, I know.
Weapon of judgment. Yeah.
and it misses on the second one. So it got a little greedy here. Thought it saw the healer left unprotected.
Oh, natural
went for
one.
2
This
bites.
this weapon isn't being judgy enough. And here's the second roll, and a 7. Yeah, it's not liking
Nope.
me today.
Bea. Now that Bea can fly again, with the storm not going to be buffeting her around, I think she will come on in. Let's see, what's the range here? 25 feet plus a little bit of altitude. So 2 moves to get here. I guess if she she could have strode along the ground and then flown in. So that gets the stride from the haste plus this. So she does have 2 actions left that are not consumed. So it can spell strike. And let me try to, come on, Z ordering, please. Nope. Okay. Let's see. Let's spell strike with, let's try Frostbite. See if we can slow it down some. And with a 3, I think that's targeting Dezi for some reason. Why is that targeting Dezi? It's still going to miss. And would she hero point that? I think she would. That's significantly better. Let's see. A 44 will just miss.
Yeah.
That was Bea's turn. It is now Vanarel's turn.
All right. Well, now I can fly freely. So let's see here. Man, still can't do everything I was hoping for up here in the air. So I will. Well, I may as well get this over with. I'm finally going to declare this thing as my hunted prey again. Let me target him all correctly, like. So that will be a first action. A second, I will fly up next to him. I don't think I can really flank. Oh, maybe I can flank with Bea, actually.
Can't flank with the size tiny who is inside the square, so.
Oh, right. This thing is massive. That tracks. All right, and then for a third action, still with just 1 weapon in hand, I will come down hard the old-fashioned way with the light hammer on this thing's, whatever that eyeball tongue is.
You smack the tongue. You see the face of Daegron at the end of that thing kind of expand almost like a balloon before kind of subsiding back a little bit.
I will knock the friend shape out of you, dragon. That's all 3 of me.
Aren't you still hasted?
Yes, but it had. That's right. That was a single strike, so that would have satisfied it. I will finally pull my rapier just to have that handy.
Okay.
I feel like I've been one-handed for too long. It's felt very unusual.
Okay. Up next is Daegron.
Okay, he's going to, now that this storm is gone, you see he reaches towards his breastplate and touches it, and large wings sprout from the back of it as he activates his flight rune, or winged rune, I should say, for 2 actions. So that's going to last a full minute, and he's going to use the other 2 actions. Now I've got to go up a little bit. It'll give me a 25. I should be able to get close enough with 2 actions, correct?
Yes, but one of those actions must be a stride or strike, so I don't think you're going to be able to.
Okay. Let me see here. Let's see, how far can we get? Up here.
Yep.
And then I will start flying with my last action.
So that works. The same way that Bea used the stride along the ground, then fly to satisfy the haste.
Yep.
The creature at the top seems to be tending to the tree and healing the tree's wounds. Dezi.
Things are showing up a little weird for me. Daegron, are you on the other side of it, basically?
No, sorry. I think it actually moved me under. I should be 1 to the side here over this creature.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do, I don't remember what its exact reach is, but I don't want to be right next to it right now because it seems to like me a lot. So we're just going to stride a little bit away here. This is good, I think. I will need to use some more spells. Let's just take a crossbow shot at it. That is a 11 on the die.
Will
For
miss.
43, which misses. And I will... Oh, I know what I want to do. I'm going to cast... where is it? Because we haven't brought this spell out in a while, and it's always fun. I'm going to cast Winning Streak on Vanarel.
Okay. So
And my last action...
I mean,
it's going to be...
just checking.
Yeah.
Given that you're already hasted,
Oh, that doesn't affect anything.
it's not going to give anyone extra actions.
Yeah, never mind that. Yeah, that would be silly. I got 2 actions left, right? You know
Yes,
what?
you do.
And it goes right after me. Let's see if this
does.
works. I'm going to cast Containment on it. Cast. So I need a reflex save from it.
Success.
Hey! It still
Partially
has a
formed.
field around it. It just has less hit points.
Has 10 HP, it says, huh?
I think it's 15, but I don't think it's really going to matter because this is heightened by 1 level.
Okay. Yep. Okay. It is its turn.
From
Let's
this 10,
see.
15 hit points.
Okay. Yeah, you know what it wants to do. Now it can't do that because of the containments, so I guess that was a great move on your part. It's going to start off instead with I'm going to go with a Draconic Frenzy here. So it's going to claw at the container. Does it have an AC? Immune to critically hits. So it looks like it doesn't have an AC, so we just
I
roll
think it
damage.
just hits. Yeah.
The first attack, 34 points of damage. With
Yep,
the
it
15 in the
pops.
hardness, it pops.
2 more.
It now has 2 actions left. It is going to try a tail swipe at Vanarel and miss, and a claw at Vanarel and miss. And then it's going to fly, which will, I think, provoke from all 3 of the
3.
marshals here. It's going to fly to there. Daegron's going to hit. Vanarel's going to miss. And Bea is going to miss. So just Daegron getting some extra damage on as it flew away. Bea is up next. Bea and the dragon got rid of its persistent damage in the time being. So Bea is going to fly after it. It's currently 75 feet away. Well, that's 3 flies and a regular strike to use up the hasted action. No spell strike this turn, no ability to recharge it this turn. See the little sprite darting around the battlefield, trying to stick a dagger into this thing. Well, she calls it a rapier. It looks like a dagger to Vanarel and Daegron, and misses. Vanarel.
I'm not going to knock that dagger. I've seen what it does. I am going to just point at this dragon with Castrovel's beacon, fly forward to it here, and just try to do it that being the first attack on a twin takedown. This feels right once again, hitting with more than 1. Well, okay, hitting is probably a strong.
You missed with Castrovel's beacon and hit with your hammer. The hammer was your first weapon. It stuck with you through all the events, so maybe that makes some sense that you're still hitting with it.
It does feel the most comfortable. All right, so I've flown over here. I have struck him. I am going to pull back the Elven Weapon of Legend and try to strike in one more time. Is it there? Yes. Let's see if we can poke a new hole into him.
Misses.
Getting closer, but those scales are pretty thick. And yeah, I mean, if that's the strike there, that means I will come back around with the light hammer one last time. This will be a second sting. But yeah, just not getting through the armor.
Second sting, though, at least you get some damage on this one, right?
I do. Oh, jeez, it's been so long since I actually. Let me go back and.
You've been using it often, but you keep hitting with your second sting, so it hasn't mattered.
Yeah, I can't really complain with that exactly. It is 11 points of damage.
Okay, I will apply that. And that was your whole turn. Daegron, with wings on your armor.
Okay, he's going to go soaring down. I've counted out. I can get 50 down this way. Right here. So he goes flying down to get on its eastern side here, just a little below the party. And he's going to attempt a snagging strike first. Oh, let me target that. There we go. Ooh, a natural 18.
Or regular hit.
53 is not even a crit. Ooh. Okay, and then I have to do a regular strike for my haste.
That will miss.
Not a great roll. As he's kind of like harrying it with the snagging strike here. He goes wide on the second swing.
Dezi.
Dezi sees that Daegron has it snagged, so they're gonna move back a little bit, but then they're gonna take a spell strike to try to hopefully finish this thing off. We'll see. We'll just do telekinetic projectile on this one, which I can do through here. Oh, am I not reloaded? Huh. Well, in that case, I'll stay where I am. Oh, I can't do that. Never mind. I take that all back. I thought I cast a heal or something last round. I cast containment last round. I'm reloaded. I haven't taken a shot in a while. I just forgot to actually click it. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I can do this now. That all looks right. We'll see what the dice is actually. 12 on the die. Oh, I got it.
That will hit because of the
44.
snagging strike, because
Yeah.
Daegron has it grabbed and helped pull it into your bolt.
See, teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. Good job. There's that damage, and I still need, we'll do bludgeoning because we're throwing rocks at it, I guess. So that was 27 and 35. Hey!
And you see it
Nice.
fall to the
I'll
ground,
take it.
and out from the tip of that tongue, it releases what looks like a half-formed, gooey version of Daegron that then begins to deflate and no longer looks like Daegron.
Squish it, Daegron, squish it!
Dagon kind of crashes down onto it as the rune disables. He's like, we don't need that around here. That was horrifying.
Yeah, that's hideous. Should we check and make sure everyone's okay? I mean, I think the librarians might be very, very far away, but I can't see the Guardian from here. Are they still up there?
You have not seen the Guardian leave the top plateau.
Okay. Well, should we go and check on them?
How did this thing even get here? Can't imagine it lives here. This doesn't look anything like a place it'd be. I don't claim to be a scholar of Elysium, you said this was, right, Dezi?
Yeah. I mean, we got here and we don't live here. Perhaps it teleported in. It looked like something that likes fear and maybe pollution, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is a perfect place for it to do its damage.
It looks out of place, and I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah, me too.
That thing was horrifying. Yeah, Vanarel will take a moment, just kind of just do a 360 scan, looking for those librarian folks who I can only assume are not actually at the bottom corner of the
No,
map. There,
they're probably
guess they're long gone.
they're almost 1,000 feet off the map at this point.
Yeah, okay. I was.
Fair enough. Hello
I'll
there.
follow.
The dragon's dead. Sorry about getting grumpy about the storm, but we're trying to use a bunch of range stuff, and we're not as good flyers as the dragon.
Yes, the dragon is dead. My attendants, I believe, are still alive. Who
I
are
tried.
you who arrived so fortuitously?
Well, we come from Kyonin on the material plane. I have that right, I think. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We came here for your help, but we heard you were under siege and wanted to do our best to protect you.
How did you hear we were under siege? They just arrived.
I'm blanking as to Vader but I know we had warning or knew something was going on. What did we know?
Libiel's spirit had
This was something we got from Libiel,
Oh.
right?
Yes. We have a friend who is somewhat departed, who gave us advance warning that they were headed here. I doubt you know them. Their name's Libiel. I don't think their spirit would have visited you directly, though I don't know.
I did feel spirits flitting around the area recently. Perhaps that was your friend?
Very possibly.
I thought
Did the spirit feel particularly sleepy?
one of the spirits did. Yes. It felt sleepy, but it departed quickly. I think the other spirits may have been scouts for these invaders. If one of them was your
These
friend,
creatures,
I'm glad
bother you
I
often?
didn't just destroy all of them.
Yes, probably for the best. I mean, they did give us warning that this was going on. Daegron, you were about to ask about these creatures?
Yes. Do they assault this grove often? Is this something you deal with? Haven't seen a dragon quite like that before, and well,
None of
I'm glad we
those-
took care of it.
None of those are native here, of course. And other groves have been despoiled over the past centuries. We have lost contact with them, and all we see afterward is this purple corrupted ground. I think this may be the first report we can share with others of what has been happening. I think that dragon has been trying to sow despair throughout all of Elysium by consuming the trees and doing it in hiding, in secrecy, so that no one
that's
knows
awful.
where it will strike again or who is safe.
We're doing battle with Tree Razor on the prime plane, so I can relate to tree destroying being something you're trying to stop here.
Yes, these trees are special. We had gifted two to one of the founders of the Elven Nation, but I heard they were chopped down. Some of us have not wanted to interact as much with you mortals since then.
Well,
I'm
it's
sorry,
The same foe we're dealing with now who chops your trees down. We came to seek a boon if possible. Dezi knows the specifics of it, but while we fight this demon, we seek to stop another from causing harm again that may hurt nature even more. Dezi, can you explain it to her?
We're looking to destroy the remnants of this demon spirit. It's captured in his horn, I believe. But destroying that requires Zarazmak. But destroying that requires the fruit of one of your trees. I believe distilled as one of the ingredients to destroy this demonic symbol that some people were trying to use, or part of a demon that some people were trying to use to bring it back to life.
We do not
think
have
I got
many
that.
of these. They do only form once a century. She does look up, and there is a single fruit on this tree. You have saved us here, but why is your cause better than the other causes that might arrive over the next century?
I mean, we've been battling demons our whole time. We'd be happy to offer our service for you once Tree Razor's gone, or out of the picture at least, in the future. We are fairly skilled, as you can tell, and we try to follow the best paths. I don't know who would visit you in the future, and who can say what the future holds. I'm only trying to do the best I can by our people now.
I sense a strange nature about you. What is it?
Strange nature about me. Well, I'm pretty holy. I'm a follower of, Desna, for lack of a better term. The deliberate journey I prepare for and worship deities that follow good paths. I'm probably glowing a really lot right now from both my armor and my holy symbol. Is that what you're referring to?
She was trying to look a little bored. You don't think that's what she was referring to.
Oh, well, I mean, Daegron, why am I weird? Vanarel?
You're a little short.
Yeah, well, I mean, but halflings can't be that uncommon, right?
I mean, you're a little short for a halfling. I didn't say all halflings are short. Halflings are halflings.
I'm not sure what you're referring to be honest. What sort of nature do you sense around me?
There is something around one of you that feels corrupted, but not. I'm not sure if I can trust you or not until you can...
Not. Well, I did
Is-
get this orb. Is this what you're referring to? It's an elven artifact. So,
Which one of us has the horn?
yeah,
Bea
that's
has
fair.
the horn.
No,
Okay.
I have it.
Oh, yes.
I have it locked in the case in my pack.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah, and the item we're referring to, yeah, I believe Daegron had.
We've kept it with us because we think that we're the only ones who can keep it safe and hidden until it's destroyed.
That too is not what I was sensing. There is something here that I think could help restore my grove. But if you don't feel like offering a trade, we may not be able to find a solution here.
One moment. Daegron kind of like turns and looks. He's like, Bea, do you still have that flower? I know it. I know that it didn't do too well after it saved Libiel once, but
She does still have
is it alive?
Yes.
Oh, is that what you're referring to?
If
Oh,
Bea
show-
takes
Eating
out the
flower?
flower, that is... Yes,
Ah.
that. This demonic flower? No. It consumes demonic energy. It consumes energy in general. And you do see it is rapidly recovering. It's growing. It is sending out buds. You've never seen it grow like this before. But then again, you haven't been on a plane that is basically full of nature magic, almost like the first world, but not quite.
Oh, it likes it here.
Yes. If you will offer me all you have of those, I will give you the peach.
I'm trying to remember. I think we might have a second, but I believe it's back. We don't have it with us, I don't believe. I think we left it back in Kionin.
You don't need to offer the one that you gave to the researchers
Gave
at
to
the
the
Elves,
Elves.
but
Okay,
you do need to
okay.
give the pair, because Libiel had one bud, so she had 2 bulbs. You need to give both of those.
Okay. I mean, Dezi would think this is a fine trade. I don't think they're not going to use it for some nefarious purpose, and one of our main goals from the beginning has been destroying the horn. But what do you two think?
I think if we need to part with those flowers, this is no better time.
The flowers are
Agreed.
quite useful. I mean, you've seen what Libiel did with that. But I hate to see such a place despoiled like this, because all of this purple down to the south is like this unnatural corruption, correct?
Yes, that was
We're
the
seeing
pollution
down the
being
ridge.
spread by the other invaders.
Yeah, he's like looking down over the ridge upon it here next to Vanarel. Goes, Libiel did want to use them to fix demonic corruption, and I think this might be the perfect place.
And Libiel sent us here. I can't imagine, this was a priority for her.
And Bea has not seemed interested in pursuing all of Libiel's eccentricities. So I don't like speaking for Bea's player, but I don't think Bea would have a problem with handing him over.
Okay.
I believe last time it was Bea basically put it away and went, yeah, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. She will reach up and very, very gently pull the peach off the tree. You almost see just even the little bit of pressure needed to do that is still almost deforming it. You can tell the peach is extremely fragile, and you're going to have to take good care of it to get it back safely. But she does offer it out to you, kind of both hands extended before her, and is looking at, I guess, Bea, who's going to fly over and give her these 2 extremely verdant growing plants that seem to be sucking up magic around. And she almost kind of touches it and kind of reaches back for a second. These are very thirsty plants. I might need to make sure we keep them well away from this tree and myself. I feel until they are satiated on this other energy, I don't know if they are safe for me.
That's probably fair. They
Could
do
I-
try to eat whatever magic you put them near.
Could I ask you to plant them down by the lake for me?
Sure. Do you want to hold on to the peach till they're done with that?
I will. Yes. She will walk over to the edge of the cliff, kind of watching
Oh.
you. Looks like you're climbing down the cliff, and she's just watching to see what you do.
There's 2, correct?
There is 2.
So yeah, I'd say we plant one on one side and the other on the other, and hopefully it'll eat up all this corruption.
Yeah, give me a nature or survival check.
Where are these? Can do nature, sure. No one is particularly good at this, I'm assuming.
I think Bea may have had a good one. I can't
Let me
remember.
check for you. Bea has a decent nature. 24.
I'm 25 anyway, so
Okay.
that's fine. They can always do the other or aid if we really need it. Is that good enough or no?
You don't think you've killed it, but you don't think you've done a good job either.
There's 2 of these.
are 2.
I'll use a hero point. Well, of course it's worse. 35, 7 on the die to 2 on the die.
Yep.
So we'll keep that one, or rather keep that roll, and then we'll go around to the other side and try to plant one kind of over here.
Give me a fortitude save.
Okay. There we go. Seems fine.
Just as you're squelching it through the purple area, it's kicking up all kinds of, for lack of better words, sewage and disease-ridden muck, but you manage not to contract anything by tramping through all of it.
You. Okay, well, this is definitely the place to put it then. And I guess I'll do another nature check. Sounds correct here?
Mhm.
That's a little better at a 39.
This one takes root a little better, and you see it already starting to draw at least the magical energy away. It does seem like the pollution of the ground itself maybe was not magical in nature anymore, and it's not necessarily curing it particularly quickly. But you see some of these weird mushrooms that are growing nearby, like this bulbous thing right here, even the ones to the south. Those are starting to shrivel in on themselves and disappear.
This time I'm going to fly straight up and across rather than walking, because that seems the better route. Hopefully we did that. I'm not a nature expert, so I did what I could.
She looks down and sees some of the contamination is being devoured. I can tell we will need to do some manual labor to clean the rest. And she does look at her 2 attendants who have now come back over. You both survived. Good. I am sorry I could not protect you more while I kept the dragon from the tree. They both kind of just nod, and they kind of take up positions behind her, kind of obviously as her attendants, not necessarily her guards. You can tell that she has the power here, not them. And they are still kind of looking at her. They don't want to interrupt. They seem curious about the 4 of you, but they are not asking questions. If that is all you have for us here, we will need to summon others in to begin the reclamation work.
Yes, just the fruit, and we'll be on our way to deal with enemies that hopefully won't ever bother you.
We still need to get back. I don't know how easy that's going to be. I guess Bea can maybe use a ritual to get us out of here. So that might take a little time. I assume we want to get that right. Daegron, Vanarel, did you want to help them clean up a little here before we headed out?
Oh, well, if there's
If they want
it's gonna
our
take
help.
some time, I'll gladly lend a hand.
If there's anything that we can do that won't be imposing ourselves on you before we go, if there's anything at all, please just let us know.
Well, in that case, how long do you want to spend here helping?
I would assume some number of hours. I think we probably need to rest up a bit, and Daegron and Vanarel have less to do during that time, so they could maybe work on cleanup duty while Libiel and I kind of start getting ready for the ritual to go back.
Works for me.
Because I believe your escape plan was a casting of interplanar teleport followed by a casting of regular teleport, because you're going to land somewhere not quite where you expected. So I don't think any of those are all that long, so I don't think it's that long a process here to get back.
Still, yeah, it's up to you two as well, but I don't mind spending some number of hours here. I don't think we're in that pressing of a time, and
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'd like to stay and help long enough to see an actual difference, even if it's a small one, with the flowers and whatever else can be done to squeegee this demonic jelly that's all over the ground, just out of the whole place.
Yeah, so she stays up on this plateau. It doesn't seem like she likes to leave this plateau. The 2 researchers, shall we call them, they are down, let's see, where would they want to start? I guess they would start just at the edge of this corruption on the ramp up, but they are like poking at it with a stick and making notes in their book about it. They don't seem to be having any success at actually affecting it. They seem like they are trying to understand it. They are trying to research it, but it's the type of thing where you have a scientifically minded person who is being asked to do something they do not want to do. So what approach are you taking to try to clean this?
Well, I guess I'll go over to attempt to assist the researchers. Maybe if I can do so, I'll maybe consult with them. My guess is or my hope is I can maybe use nature to kind of piece together what will, let the actual plants in the area thrive and dry up the foul stuff that's left behind.
So give me a nature roll.
6 for a 30.
I mean, it seems like the pollution was magically caused, but generally sewage-like. So you suspect washing it away, and then maybe some types of cleaning would work. You also think heating it to kind of make it flake off and be dealt with in a different way. As it is a sludge coating everything. You're not sure which of those two would be more effective. You do think the fire approach might be faster, but might also damage whatever plants are still alive.
Yeah, I would definitely want to take the tack that does not also destroy the flora that's here. So if that means the slow and steady just washing away of this stuff, then that's what I'll be doing.
And so the main source of water, is currently the still polluted lake. You don't think it would spread the pollution worse. It just means that you'll be exposed to some disease while you're working with that water.
Oh, hold on. I got a solution for this one. Oh, I know I have a staff. I've got my staff. It didn't seem to invest when I last slept for some reason. Hold on. So I've got create water, and I can create at least 2 gallons of water at a time, and I can do that a whole bunch, basically.
Okay. So that does mean, though, as you said, we don't think we actually need you to help with a ritual to get ready to teleport anyways. So you're spending the time here creating water, while it sounds like Vanarel is trying to maybe direct you where to use it and how to spread it. Daegron, how are you contributing to this effort?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it is. He's over there with Vanarel going, okay, once it's knocked loose or cleaned with water, I guess I can try to get rid of it or collect it somewhere for them to deal with. What do you think, Vanarel? And he'll do whatever physical labor that he thinks will help here.
Yeah, it feels like we're gonna have to work with that nasty water until more of what Dezi can create will dilute it and eventually just overpower this funk that is spreading across the whole area.
And so as the three of you, and Bea is helping as well, but as the 4 of you are working on this, you have noticed that the 2 researcher types have almost stopped poking at the purple gunk and instead are focused on you all and are taking notes on how you are solving this problem. And you almost feel like you are the research subjects now.
Oh, yeah. I can give you some good notes. So what do you want to know about us? And are you librarians? Do you actually do research? Because I love studying.
Yes, we research everything, anything. And you notice that the front part of their books that they have floating around them, they now have your face on the cover of their book.
Whoa, that's neat. I'd be curious how that works, but yeah, what sort of book is that?
Oh, these are our thesis. We like to know everything about those we deal with.
Well, I can tell you, we've been fighting demons. And Dezi will launch into kind of their history. I don't know if they will appreciate knowing all the places we've been and creatures we've encountered, but Dezi is very happy to tell them in great detail about all of them.
Yeah, it seems like they almost want to start poking at you a little bit. We haven't seen many halfling elves.
Yeah.
You are more unique. What color blood do you have? Does it match your hair?
Yes, for the most part, kind of.
I see.
Well, it depends on if it's oxygenated or not, and that really, you know about that sort of thing?
Oh, of course. But if you dye your hair, does it change your blood, or the other direction?
That's not how blood works.
Have you tried it though?
At least not here. I have not dyed my hair, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work like that because I know Vanarel does not have black blood. We've seen him bleed profusely, and I've never seen it black.
Oh, and you are most unique. An orc who is a serpent with elven features. What are you?
It is a long story. I was an elf with orc in my veins. I had a bit of a falling out with being alive, let's say, and
You
through
didn't
some-
want to be alive anymore? That is an
Oh,
odd choice.
I very much so wanted to be alive, but the creatures we faced on an old fishing vessel had other things to say about that.
It's more the alive fell out of him.
Oh, yes, reincarnate. We are familiar with that. But this is a unusual development. How long did it take you to feel at home in this new body of yours?
Sometimes I feel like I'm still getting used to it,
I see.
but it was, I think it was a period of 2 weeks in total where my entire self was battling with my sense of self. But I became, I took on this new form. Is called Vishkanya.
And as you are discussing this, the lady of the grove comes over. Oh, please, don't indulge them. They were supposed to be cleaning. You were helping them. Now no one's cleaning.
Bea and I are cleaning. Daegron's over in the side, still working with Bea, and he like turns to her, he's a whisper, he's like, they study this, they study that. I don't think they've ever studied a day of hard work, so.
I'm pretty sure Bea was finding excuses not to clean, so
He's probably just sitting on my shoulder doing nothing.
it was probably just Daegron who was cleaning.
They're pursuing knowledge, and knowing is half the battle, so that's got to be important, right?
She turns to Daegron and says, out of all the ones here, I do not think I would have expected you to be the most conscientious about restoring nature. Thank you. Give me your athletics check for how well you've been cleaning.
I'm re-rolling it because I have a really good bonus for this, and I want it to be high.
Oh, that was
Yes.
almost a 3.
So you have done
Very
you've
good.
done some great work here. While everyone else was distracted, and over time they kept pulling more and more people away, you were able to just focus and get some work done. And even if Dezi was still occasionally casting the create waters while being distracted by the conversations, you've cleaned up probably about the first 30 feet on the ridge here. There's still so much more to do, and the ridge was only lightly corrupted because obviously stuff was kind of oozing and dripping off it and not pooling here, but you've made a difference. And
Every like minute and a half in their conversations, all he does, he just hears water.
Sometimes I'm just kind of missing the barrel that you're holding out because I'm talking to these librarians, but yeah, I'm mostly getting it in there. It's fine.
I think I will need to send them to grab more help. This looks like this will take some time, and she does look off to the west, and you can see that there's what looks like at least an acre or two beyond the map that is completely just this corrupted fungal wasteland. It doesn't look like the fungus you're used to from trees, or as mentioned, this felt like a different type of corruption than you've been used to. Even if it does seem to encourage the growth of mushrooms and other fungus, these don't seem to be related in any way. But I think while this grove was always a little bit of a kind of a nature retreat research facility, we used to have many more of these Zaritas around, but they are not the best at actually preserving the land and fixing it. We will need to call in others from other groves, I think. I thank you all for your help, though. I do understand your definitions of time and what is urgent and what is not is very different. You have been more helpful than I thought, both in terms of defeating the dragon and the exchange of the flowers for the peach. I should warn you, time flows differently here. I would like your further aid, but I suspect those you care about back on the Prime Plane will be getting worried about your absence.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah, maybe we should get back, Bea.
And she also is going to reach over to... There was a small strawberry bush next to the tree, and she pulls off a strawberry that she gives to Daegron. And this is... Let me get the stats for it, for being the one person not to get distracted by the researchers. Let's see.
I mean, Dezi had to be distracted by the research.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just saying, there's...
You didn't stay on task, okay? I get a reward.
Yeah.
Fine. I get knowledge.
You're getting a healing potion major. Let me just drag that onto your inventory for you.
Oh, thank you.
So this is a level 18 item. It's still a consumable, so it's not, not infinite, but it is a very strong healing potion. Let's see, did it properly go on your... Yes, it did. So it would do 8d8 plus 30 HP. So maybe not as good as one of Dezi's cures, but at least it's a good solid amount to have on your own possession.
Good reward for a day's hard work, or at least a few hours.
And so then she will say her goodbyes and be able to cast the 2 spells in rapid succession. You recognize briefly that you ended up back at that Elk Raven Lodge you were at earlier, back in Nirmathos. So the first teleport did go a little astray, but then she uses the second one, which she can do pinpoint much better and get you back to Keonan. The brief glance you saw at the Elk Raven Lodge, it does look like people have been there and are repairing it. It looks like it's no longer as overgrown. The lake behind doesn't seem polluted anymore. So it does look like Nirmathos is reclaiming that destination. But you didn't see anyone there when you blipped in and out for a couple of seconds. Let me put you back on the Keonan, or the Lake and Carthan map. So as you arrive back in Keonan, you teleport back. You probably are using your house as your normal place, but Dalamian is there kind of as your liaison and aide. She was looking a little nervous. You have been gone 3 days. We were getting very worried that we had lost our heroes.
Oh, sorry. Time dilution where we went, apparently. We were only there under a day.
Oh.
Days. Wow.
Well, I know we must hurry. There's been movements of the army, but
No.
I know you have a goal. I was told to bring you to our weaponsmiths when and if you returned. And assuming you're ready to go immediately, she will lead you across town back to the palace and into a large forge that you have not seen before. And as you walk in, there is a blacksmith standing there with about 7 or 8 apprentices behind and about 4 mages standing by, it looks like. And the blacksmith, you're here. We don't have much time. We need you. Well, we were told you could do it better than we could, but we'll see. We need you to cut into the peach, collecting as much of the juice as you can. We need you to then thoroughly wash the horn until it gleams. Get every speck of rust off of it. Continue to wash and polish it until we got the forge here hot enough. We need to melt down some Dawn steel. I was told you have some Dawn silver, that is. Once that's molten, we can add the clean horn to it to create a custom alloy and forge it. At that point, though, the ancient texts are a bit unclear. And, we'll go off your suggestion. Option 1, forge it into some manner of domestic implement. A hoe, a plow, anything of that nature. And over many, many years of productive use, it would slowly purge the remaining spirit of the Demon Lord. It will no longer summon demons during this time period, but if it's stolen away, Zar Azmat could still be resurrected. Option 2, forge it into a weapon, and if it's used to kill 3 strong fiends, and then shatter it. This is the quicker path. Each time it kills a strong fiend, though, it will summon a demon, maybe not quite strong enough to count as one of its targets, but it will be right upon you having finished a tough battle, and the weapon itself will become weaker with each kill, but it must be used to injure the fiends. You can decide which approach to take while we finish the preparation.
Something over thousands of years that could be stolen and repurposed again seems somewhat dangerous, though so does forging it into a weapon and having it summon demons as well.
If we need it to be a strong demon, as he says, and 3 of them, then that's not in short supply, I think, where we're going. But
I guess that is fair.
Well, what's to say if we strike at Tree Razor and the worst happens and this is left on his doorstep? I doubt he'll resurrect the Demon Lord, at least maybe not so plainly, but that power would be his in some way.
Even with that risk, I don't like the idea of leaving the Horn of Rust, even in the form of a plowshare, out of our watch for any amount of time.
Thousands of years is a long time, even for the elves.
I don't think I said thousands. I said many, many. But
many.
That's
okay, fair.
They're probably talking about it on the order of 1 to 2 centuries. So
okay,
a long time, but
That's still a long time.
not beyond an elf's lifetime.
I agree with you that it's unfortunate that it would take so long and it would be exposed, but if it's contained and safely here, I don't know. I find something strangely fitting and I don't know, tickles my fancy that a demon lord would be expunged from the world with common everyday work.
I think I agree with Daegron here, but I'm good with either option. There's some risk in leaving it with somebody, but not having it used as a weapon. We've seen too many weapons.
That's fair.
So it sounds like you're deciding on the plan to turn it into a domestic implement and probably leave it with the elves to be used in some farm somewhere under good guard. But that sounds like the plan you're taking?
That's
is
what
my
Daegron
vote,
would
at
want. Yeah.
least. Yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Sounds like at least 2 people were on that board, and I don't want to have a tie. So if
Sure,
two
yeah.
if 2 have already declared, I think we're in good shape. So also, as Daegron was pointing out, you are losing the Dawn Silver rapier here. So I'm going to delete that.
Yep.
That's also being used up as part of this. And I will need a nature check from whoever, or I would take nature check for whoever is getting the juice out of the peach. I will need a crafting check, which could be aided by athletics for the cleaning and polishing of the horn.
Okay, yeah, I'd assist there. Does Bea have the able to apply arcane like Libiel did? I can't
Yes.
remember.
No, maybe
Oh,
double
yeah.
check. Does Bea have that? Let's see. Bea
Pretty sure
skill
yes.
feats. Yes. Took it as a general feat. It was so important. Unified theory. So yes, Bea can roll any magic discipline using Arcana instead.
So
Seems
that-
fitting for such a fruit.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
So I will have Bea roll the Arcana check for getting the juice out in a good way. And that is a very good roll. So
That's a good roll.
Bea manages to not sample and consume a lot of the nectar, which would probably be a tough sell for a bee-based creature to avoid. But Bea does a great job extracting more even than expected, and it should make the polishing an easier job. So
That's good.
we can take the crafting and the athletics check. Daegron, your endurance is good. You're going to be able to scrub away all that's needed to be done, as long as
I am a decent crafter. I can try it.
yeah. Okay. So between there, mostly because Bea produced enough excess material that you weren't going to run out partway through, because you had a hard time properly cleaning it. Daegron scrubbing really hard. That rust. I mean, you're told you have to polish this thing, and it seems like it is made almost entirely of rust. And it's weird. As you are scrubbing it, the rust is flaking off. It's coating the ground. You're seeing piles of this kind of wet, kind of, really kind of gross compounds just floating off this thing. But it's not getting any smaller as you do this. The grime pile at your feet, it looks like you should have scrubbed away half of this horn. But now the horn is gleaming like solid steel, like sword metal mostly. It's not a mirror finish even with all the polishing you're doing, but it does look like this was, real metal at one point in time. The blacksmiths reach over and quickly grab it out of your hands before it has a chance, because it does seem like it tries to just rust again as soon as it's exposed to air and it's not coated in this peach juice. And they throw it into the forge and begin melting it down. You watch as it blends with that Dawn Silver. It takes on a weird, it's not a color you're used to. It's not one you've ever seen made out of a metal before. It's taking on a little bit, there's a greenish color to it that you would not expect from either of these two sources. The Dawn Silver being a brilliant silver with a little bit of a flash of sunlight at times, and this was just cold steel. Something about it's turning a little bit green, maybe almost like the green of grass, just a little bit mellowed through a silverish type hue. And as they're hammering it away, making it into a looks like they chose to go for a plow. It was about the right size for that, and they're shaping it. You spend the whole night here just kind of watching them work on this. And morning comes, Mian shows up, kind of surprised to see that you're all still just standing here, but it's almost like you've been entranced in watching this process. To be able to say that you saw this artifact destroyed and reforged. You know the process is not over. It will take many years of it being used, and just kind of almost as I think it was Daegron saying, just the fact that this piece of a demon lord is now being put to use for the good of the land. And it seems like that's kind of the final insult that will slowly just cause the spirit to wither away of this demon lord. You know there's still time to go, but you also know now it will no longer summon demons. It doesn't need to be held inside of a locked chest bound with holy symbols. So you have not destroyed it, but it is on the path, and it looks like at this point you are no longer the caretakers of the Horn of Rust, and that will be the job of some elven knights from this day forward. What emotion is going through the characters' minds, kind of as you see this plow start cooling on the anvil?
I think Daegron, throughout all of this process, has just kind of had a little bit of a lopsided grin. Seeing especially Libiel carried it for so long, and then he took it up and was carrying it. And as he kind of like looks at it, he knows it had some abilities that could have been maybe useful, but didn't want to risk tapping into that power. But seeing it finally gleaming, freshly forged into an implement of labor, he just turns and kind of just chuckles to himself as they've been sitting there watching these smiths work, and goes, "Imagine a creature so high, dreaded by all around, plowing the earth for the next few hundred years, until out of boredom, indignity just drifts away."
There's a sense of relief on Dezi's face as he's like, "I'm just glad to see it gone. We have so much to worry about. That's one less thing that I need to be having nightmares over."
I'm going to spend years here in Keonan eating meals from the harvest of that thing, just knowing it's finally not a threat anymore.
Yeah, when this is all over, I'll have to come back for a spin or two with it myself.
I'm going to have the most delicious carrot this time next year.
Hopefully it won't taste rusty.
I'll let you know.
I can say with maybe more certainty than I should, after that pile of mess has been removed, I don't think we'll see rust on that ever again.
Yeah, that was a lot. I'm not used to having to do the heavy labor like that. Normally that's, I know you're more the expert there, Daegron.
No, you did good. I know none of us are particularly
Crafty?
master craftsmen. No, we're crafty. Heck, a bunch of us are. That was something else entirely. I think the three of us have for in the grand scheme of Galarian, we're all pretty damn good crafters. Daegron's a 22. I think you're a 24. Yeah. Vanarel, I think, is a 22. Yeah. Or no, Bea was. And you're 21. Yeah, Vanarel. So honestly, we're all pretty handy in the grand scheme of it all. Just
comes
to demon
artifacts, that's a little.
Yeah, it's not every day you turn a demonic artifact into a farm implement.
And from watching the blacksmith work, those of you with training, you can tell this person is probably the best blacksmith you have ever encountered or even heard stories about. You were, those of you who know enough to, since if you were trained or above in crafting, you can recognize that you had a true master here who was taking this task on. Someone that, you don't think this is a process that you could have done yourself with your skills. And all of those supporting apprentices around were about your level that were helping him with this. The mages there, those were probably around level 15 mages helping with this ritual, keeping it going. So this took extreme amounts of skill, effort, and the rare materials that you had to have.
Yeah, I think I'll sleep a lot better at night knowing that that's gone. And yeah,
I know they said the army's on the move, but I would like to just take the night to breathe and relax.
Daegron, look out the window. It's morning. I think we might need. Think we missed that. But yeah, we need some sleep.
Oh, that's not the sun going down.
No.
Yes, Dalamian chuckles. Yes, the night has passed. They forged quickly, but even forging quickly, plows take time to make. It is morning. It is 4 days since your last audience with the Queen. True Razor's armies seem to have recovered from the death of the Spore Queen. They are marching once again. We know you mentioned a message from Aethelin, one of the former high mages who tried to banish Tree Razor centuries ago. And while he failed, and many in the country looked down on him for that, we know he's what's caused us to have this stalemate for the past centuries. He is why Kionan still stands.
I mean, he said he was held beyond Erebrek. That was a strange way of putting that, I would think.
Erebrek is no more. I am not sure what he means by that. We're not quite sure where it was. Excuse me, we haven't had anyone investigate it recently. It is inside the Tanglebriar, so you will be going back there to seek this location out, if that is your next step. All we can say is the area was scoured. There was a giant smooth crater where Erebrek used to stand.
You don't know exactly where that crater is, I'm assuming. We'd need to be searching for a large crater, which, I mean, in a swamp is probably easier to find.
We do not know enough for teleport-type deployments, but the general direction we can
Okay.
provide.
That would certainly be useful. Are there any other pressing matters that would be more useful for us to attend?
At present, no. We are worried. As I said, the armies are on the move again, but we also know a band of adventurers, no matter how strong and capable, are not the first choice to deploy against an army. So we would not ask you to do that. We have heard that Witchbowl appears to be on the move. If it gets closer, that may be something we ask for your help with. But we think this Eric investigation takes first priority. I was asked by the Queen to see if you are able to sortie now, but if you feel a need to rest, I'm sure she will understand.
The rest might be good. I don't know if you heard what we found there, Dalamian. You ever heard of a despair dragon?
I have never encountered one. I don't think Kionan has ever fought them, but we have heard of them. Did you have to fight your friends? Or lookalikes of your friends?
Fortunately not. Well, it did seem to try to copy us, but...
On the end of its tongue.
Yeah.
Yes. They are said to be able to create copies of those they fight and send them against their allies. The most unnerving experience, I am told.
Unfortunately, we didn't have that with this one.
Look, it tried to do
Daegron.
something with me, but...
Yes,
Daegron, maybe it does make sense just to talk with the Queen if she's available now. We don't have to head out immediately, but I can probably handle at least a brief chat. But that's up to you two, too.
Dalian looks
Speaking is fine.
Well, if the Queen wants an audience with us,
Yeah.
far be it for me to say
The
no.
Queen was not requesting an audience. She was, yes,
Sorry.
asking if you could sortie, meaning leave immediately to go off after Erebrek.
Oh, yes, no, I think a nice rest is preferable then.
Okay, I will let her know that this quest took longer than you had hoped. It sounds like mostly due to this time moving differently in Elysium versus here. I am glad that this demonic artifact has been destroyed. I had heard that the blacksmiths were unsure of the best way forward, and it seems like you have decided on the path of slow, methodical work.
Actually, I do have one more moment of renewal. Would that would effectively give us kind of a rest? Is that correct?
Yes, that would give us. I believe that would give you your spells back. It would give you the effect of the overnight rest.
Doesn't give spells back.
Does not give spells back. Okay.
Yeah, it gives like effectively. Here, let me actually put it there.
Basically, the most
way.
important thing is you would not be fatigued, which is what you currently are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think I'm okay going, at least because we're going to be exploring for a bit. I'm okay going with that if people think it's good or would be useful. Can't get it
If
up
we can
here
use
easily.
that to get everything we just did accomplished and keep as close to on schedule for what's going on here in the Tanglebriar, I think we should do it.
Okay. I'll gladly do that. Let me see if this works.
Daegron's going to look over towards Bea and just say,
There we go. Yeah.
Bea, how are you feeling? Are you tapped on spells?
Let me check, Bea. Sorry.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't want her to come back and she's got nothing.
Oh, that's fair.
Bea has half of her high-level spells, so
That's probably, that's kind of about where I am, but I figure that's reasonably reasonable. But,
so
up to
has one more massacre, has a prismatic spray, and a disintegrate. So no more level 7 haste is the big thing, and doesn't have a desiccate or a second massacre. Probably okay to try to press on.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Remind
you are
me
going
to buy more of these scrolls soon.
Yep.
Or
So
just memorize the spell.
you
Go ahead,
you have cast Moment of Renewal. Everyone is fine. They are not fatigued. You don't need to worry about healing. You can heal to full. That would have happened easily over time. And I think we will wrap that up here for the week. And we will resume next week with you searching for Erebrecht. Hopefully we'll have Bea back as well by then. And we can follow up maybe a little bit on if this has put Libiel to rest, either in a way that Libiel would accept resurrection or in a way that Libiel would pass on to the Boneyard. So Libiel's limbo state may have ended. So, but I want Bea's player here for that. So this is where we'll wrap up for the day. Thank you all, and I hope you've enjoyed this session.